So, Dead Rising is a bit of a weird series for me. Growing up, I had heard a lot about the first and second game, and I was actually super interested in Dead Rising 2, and when I got it, I was kinda turned off by it. Little did my dumb 13-year-old ass know. Just last year, I played through Dead Rising 2, because a lot of people recommended to start with that one since the first one is a bit dated, and I mean, they're not wrong. And it had immediately hooked me into the series. And I didn't have the feeling to go back to play the first game, and I didn't own an Xbox to play the third one, so yeah, Dead Rising 4 was the next in the series. And listen, I didn't really mind it as much. Granted, this is coming from a guy that pretty much likes any game he touches, almost. It was fun. Changed too much of what I loved about 2, but it was still an alright game as a whole. But left me unsatisfied with the hunger for more Dead Rising games, with that similar story and gameplay structure of the second game. And in the past month, I've been itching to go back to the series, so I played through Off the Record, a sort of retelling of the second game with Frank West as a protagonist, and a bunch of changes which were great and made me enjoy the game even more than I got to the first time. Which got me thinking, what happened? So immediately I bought a copy of Dead Rising 3. Wait, what? Alright, yeah, this wasn't that great of a first impression. The only Dead Rising game to not have gone on sale. I waited for like a couple months for this game to go on sale, and when I bought it the month after it went on sale, that was kind of bullshit. Whatever, I took one for the team.
I am never gonna financially recover from this.
But fuck it, you know, I bought it, and what the fuck? Why am I so slow? Why is the camera so close to me? Why is he so damn serious and goofy and unlikable? Kind of, sort of. I don't know, I just don't like I don't like the character at all. What the fuck is happening here? Yeah, there were big changes which made some of the changes in Dead Rising 4 make more sense and be more understandable. To be clear, Dead Rising 3 isn't a bad game. It's just its change in direction from this to this kinda threw me off. And while it still has some of that weird, silly, zombie killing fun, it's still not the same as 2. It makes sense why they tried so hard in 4, or lacked of trying in Dead Rising 4. All of this got me thinking and hoping, what if Capcom gave it one more chance? Having all these interesting mechanics and features throughout the series, and bring it all to one final sequel or reboot. Mainly a reboot since Frank West's character is kinda in a confusing place. Disclaimer. This is all coming from the knowledge I have from playing through Dead Rising 2, Off the Record, 3, and 4. I haven't played 1, and I don't have any interest in playing through 1, and I don't claim to be an expert on this series. I just played through all of these games one time, and I was satisfied with that. And feel free to leave any of your suggestions in the comments below. That being said, in the series, the most popular setting has been this huge super mall type setting, which I've always found interesting and really cool, especially in 2 where it's separated in different malls and casinos, giving each environment its own personality. So let's do it again, return to this huge super mall setting with some more additions obviously. In Dead Rising 4 we do have the mall, but because they were going for a more open world approach, the whole city is being opened up, but kinda made it a chore to travel from point A to B. The mall makes it so that you have more varied landmarks and locations to know where you're going and finding shortcuts. One of the features I loved about Dead Rising 2 was these shortcuts. So let's just think of it of the size of Dead Rising 2. The whole thing being a mall in this huge plaza in the middle, dividing 4 or 5 different sections of this open world, I guess if you want to call it, with each of them having their own distinct environments and landmarks with multiple floors now. So we got this big ass mall now. Now what? Well, in Off the Record, it had this interesting theme park area that was super underutilized, and I want to expand on that. Have a more expanded theme park north of the map, as a bright beacon, like a North Star of the game, with all the lights and shit. While having this small area be more familiar to veteran players of the series, this theme park area can be more of a place to just fuck around and explore. A newer and more fresh area that still retains the craziness of the series it is known for, and also seeing more interesting opportunities and situations in the story in this area other than just a mech boss fight. So you got the Super Mega Mall, the theme park directly in front of it, and then we have the outside. This outer area that's more of a higher level area with higher tier combo weapons, almost like the Dark Zone from The Division, but not as shitty, and a lot more fun and rewarding. This area is going to be more military occupied, or was, which makes for stronger zombies and bigger hordes of these stronger zombies, but leaving you with more rewarding weapons and supply drops and mini vaults, similar to the ones like in Fortnite. You find a key, you can open it, and you get a bunch of shit. I know it's not the best comparison, but those vaults are pretty cool. Plot? I mean, you're Frank West again, saving survivors, waiting for the military to get there. What else do you want? Yeah, all the games other than 4 have been under these time constraints, which is what made the gameplay and the game and the series as a whole super enjoyable. So obviously, let's get back into that. Fuck that no time constraint from 4. I love the time constraint. It wasn't always so stressful, and it made it even more satisfying to prioritize on what I needed to do. Doesn't matter if it's some nuke, military rescue, or whatever, doesn't really matter. The series stories haven't really ever been that strong, so it doesn't really matter just as long as we have this set time to have to do as much as we can. The reason I want to go back to this more dense environment is because it gives the player a lot more variety than 3 and 4 did. Also, 3 and 4 suffered from it feeling way too open and felt like half of the game was driving from point A to B. And yeah, that's kind of the point of most of your objectives in Dead Rising, but the driving just felt kind of mindless and boring. When in Dead Rising 2, it felt more like you needed to plan out your routes, keep in mind these shortcuts you find along the way, and made it feel like you're actually learning the map as opposed to just following some marker in your beefed up fucking roller motorcycle thing. So yeah, Super Mall, theme park, Outer Dark Zone-esque area, and time constraint. Let's fucking move on now. So this is going to be the longest section of the video because I have some opinions. So get ready. First off, weapons and blueprints. An interesting thing that Dead Rising 3 did was make them more collectibles and have hundreds of them scattered across the map, which was a neat idea, but I feel like the system 2 had was more fitting, especially in Off the Record. You see, in Off the Record, you can build any blueprint at any time. The cost of that though is that unless you don't have the actual blueprint or combo card, it doesn't give you that double PP bonus till you actually find the combo card. And I love this system. I used what I remembered from the past game to this game, and I could use these scratch cards and do them whenever. Which for some reason they fucking removed the scratch cards, which bummed me out because I knew some of the combos and I could make the things right then and there, but I couldn't find the blueprint in the middle of this fucking city where there could be anything. It doesn't tell you which one it is. It's just, okay, it might be this. Just fucking go for it. Unless you look up a guide online, but come on, I don't want to do that. Like, that's just time wasting. Like, come on. So yeah, bring back the scratch card system and don't have them all be collectibles. Bring it down to like half, because every 10 feet I feel like I'm running into one, and it doesn't feel as rewarding as it did in the past games. Maybe even have some be rewarded from survivors after saving them, making it more of a reason to actually be helping them other than their PP reward. But yeah, half of them scattered across the map, half of them through level progression, and some as just rewards from NPCs, giving you more of an incentive to actually save survivors. Which brings us to our next point, progression. I felt like Dead Rising 2 had the best progression ever in the series in general. Having your character slowly learn more skills and build their strength naturally, I felt like the skill point system in 3 and 4 was fine, but it was more satisfying with Dead Rising 2's system. Plus, having full sets of outfits granted you bonuses, which for some reason never returned, which I would really like for that to come back. Giving you a reason to actually seek out these outfits and change clothes, other than just looking the silliest as you can, which was still pretty cool, but giving you bonuses in these outfits was actually really impressive. However, one thing I'd like to them for add is to give you some sort of hints towards these outfit sets. Like, you hover over it and it tells you what you can do, incentivizing you to look for the rest. I never actually knew about this system until I had to look it up for a quest I needed to do. I tried to find the fastest way to get money, and it turned out if I get the football outfit, I can get the most money, but I didn't even know that unless I looked up a guide. So giving you a little bit of a hint would be nice. Now let's talk survivors, which is the only thing I feel like Dead Rising did kinda right. Almost. You see, rather than having to do something for them and then having you escort them all the way back to the safe house, you did a quest for them and they would join you, which was cool, and eventually they just disappear. Alright, cool. Yeah, if you went far enough or just left them behind, it's just like, oh, they just went back to the safe house, whatever. But I would never see them ever again. I don't know where the safe house was, where they were going to. I liked the fact of me going back to the safe house constantly in Dead Rising 2 and seeing all these survivors and all these people interact with each other. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, so I thought a cool thing to be added in this game, reboot, whatever you want to call it, is have half of them actually not need escorting. Do a job for them and they'll be like, okay, cool, I'll join you. And they could join you You could hit them up like homies from Saints Row 2 or 3, and they could help you fight psychos or whatever. And then have the other half survivors not be as combat oriented. They're kind of weak, like the old lady or something like that, and have you actually escort them to the safe house. And then that's giving you the rewards of combo blueprints. Oh fuck, I forgot about the combat. Yeah, keep it the same. Dead Rising 3 has no doubt the best feeling combat in the series. I think, I don't know, kind of, yeah. But something about the series' clunkiness is what makes escorting survivors, killing psychos, and running through hordes of zombies kind of satisfying, or kind of fun. And in 4's direction, it was interesting, but made me miss the clunk from 2 and 3. Sphere Hunter made a great video about this very same point in a video about Dead Rising 1 a while back, and honestly it's true. While most games' clunkiness is looked down upon, it feels like it's what made Dead Rising what it is. That being said, psychos are one area I had trouble making changes in, because 90% of them were bullshit and the others were just alright and forgettable. During my playthroughs of the series, I didn't really think of anything I would change. Yeah, some of them were frustrating and annoying and unfair at times, like getting knocked down constantly, not being able to get a hit in, them moving way too fast and not letting you do damage, or simply being overwhelmed by too many enemies. Yeah, all this sucks, but never feels impossible. Most fights were tough, but fair. Using what you got and what you learned throughout the game to do whatever you can to take these assholes down. So yeah, keep the psychos the same, I guess. Except the snipers. Fuck those guys. Don't bring them back. Just don't do that. That kind of sucks. Being knocked down constantly, not be able to hit them. So yeah, now time to talk about some small things and changes I don't really matter, but figured somebody would want to hear. Keep vehicle combos. Sure, it's a giant mall and theme park, but yeah, you could be creative with it. Combo mods. Adding more weapon effects on existing mods, like a flaming spiked bat or an electric paddle saw would be pretty cool. Traversal tools, other than vehicles, like a grapple gun to get you up through higher floors in the mall faster. More very zombie fights, like acid, dudes that explodes. Big tank boys that are kind of that I could see being annoying to fight, but fuck it, you know? And there you have it. My pitch for the next Dead Rising game, or reboot, or whatever you want to call it. What do you think? Am I an idiot? Do I have some good ideas? Should I just shut up and die? Go in the comments and suggest your own ideas, or you can argue against my own, because everybody knows that a fan-made game is the best kind of game for the series. Thank you for watching.